welcome on board the management of Zaggle. Avinash Godkhindi, the co-promoter, MD and CEO at Zaggle Prepaid Ocean Services, is joining us on the show. Hi, good to be speaking with you. Just wanted to begin by asking you, the numbers for Q4 were a beat versus the street estimates, but a very strong outperformance was recorded by the program fee segment as well. Could you talk to us about what led to this outperformance? Was there any one-off which aided the earnings growth? And secondly, is it going to be sustainable then going forward as well?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on your show. Yes, we are thrilled to have our best ever performance on a quarterly and a yearly basis, both on PAT and revenue numbers as well as EBITDA, right? To your specific question, yes, we had a great momentum kicking in our program fees, and that was primarily driven by our traction in our business credit cards and Zoyer platform. Zoyer started to clock revenues last April. And today, Zoyer is about 30% of our overall revenue. Zoyer is our accounts payable platform, and that's performed very well. Yes, this is in our estimates and our expectations, very much sustainable. Our guidance for the next year, we have already upped it. Earlier, we had given a guidance of 40% plus growth. Now we have upped it to 45 to 55% growth for this year. Maintaining our EBITDA at similar to current levels.
Okay, morning. Now, you've also increased your revenue guidance to 45 to 55% for FY25. What's driving this confidence, and can one assume that you will then go ahead and increase the guidance when it comes to your margins as well, because you're expecting some large size orders?
Look, we've already given a guidance for our 2 years where we've stated that we're going to double in 2 years. FY25 is 45 to 55%. If you look at it, the confidence stems from the fact, Ivan, that you're seeing a spend management space which has, very clear tailwinds, whether it's digitization, whether it's the need to comply, to have transparency, ESG benefits that we don't talk of too much, but companies are increasingly becoming focused on how are they contributing to the environment, right? And we help companies reduce their paper, their carbon footprint. So the tailwinds are very strong, and we've now been able to clearly establish ourselves as the number one spend management company in the country. That has its obvious advantages. We just signed 3 public sector banks in Punjab National Bank, Indian Bank, and Canara Bank, where we got empaneled. We signed up with Axis Bank for a variety of programs around Forex, around credit cards. So there's a lot of benefit of being a number one player and profitable, listed, and compliant. So that's what drives our confidence. On margins, we are comfortable to give a guidance that will be similar to current levels. Of course, this business has operating leverage. So in the coming years, you will see margins expand very significantly. That's in the medium term.
Okay, good to know. And you had also stated earlier that you're seeing robust growth in your corporate signups and partner banks, which is driving your increased queries. Can you give us a sense as to what exactly are these sort of queries that you're getting? What are the kind of corporate signups that you've seen? What are the partnerships?
So partnerships, we've already announced a few large ones in RIA, Ease My Trip, a couple of Forex partnerships with Nishi, Wall Street Forex. We've also had a very strong momentum on the corporate side. Look, what happens is, if you look at companies, this is a very confusing time for corporate customers. They want a stable partner who's going to give them a high quality software platform, and they should be able to use it seamlessly. And they want dependability. With a company like Zaggle, with 14 bank partners, with all the 3 networks onboarded, and a single interface, whether it's the app, the dashboard, it gives tremendous amount of confidence to companies like Wipro, Quest Corp, a whole host of these companies that we've signed up recently, and we continue to sign them up, right? And that, we will be able to help them de-risk any changes in the environment, because we have already a very large, set of partners, whether it's banks, whether it's networks, whether it's other partners, for their business to continue seamless.
Sure. Avinash, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was, your market share guidance for prepaid cards in FY25 and what kind of top line growth can one expect there?
See, overall, we are seeing great traction both on credit cards and prepaid. Credit cards have now started to exceed in terms of volume for our prepaid volumes, which is very heartening because we started clocking credit card revenues only last April. All right. Having said that, prepaid is a great space. It's always going to grow in a country like India where we are very diverse. The number of use cases that you have in India is very large. For example, a FASTag is a prepaid. Many people don't think about it as prepaid, but it's a prepaid instrument, right? So there are a lot of these use cases that are emerging, and we see the same trend. Whether it's banks, whether it's corporates, they want to work with a partner that they can trust and who's able to provide them a high quality tech solution along with a payment instrument.
Right. What about the likely new product launches and tie-ups that one can expect to hear from you for this fiscal?
There's a lot in store from our end. I can't share details, but there's a lot of announcements that we hope to make in the coming few quarters, whether it's on partner banks, whether it's corporates, whether it's potential inorganic growth opportunities that we are exploring. So there's a lot of action that's happening on our end, and from time to time we'll come back to you with details as they are announced.
Okay, look forward to that. And you had also spoken about some US expansion plans. Do you have any timeline or any other geographies that you're targeting for international expansion?
So our philosophy is very simple. Our philosophy is to go a little, step by step. We are, patient with results, impatient with action. So the action is, very intense on our end to explore the US market. But we want to get the PFM and the GTM right, the product market fit as well as the go-to-market strategy. And we would not want to explore other markets until we are able to get a decent traction in the US market. It's a massive market. It's a great opportunity. 50 to 60% of SaaS revenues in the world come from the US. So it's a very simple logic that if you want to be in the SaaS space, you sooner or later need to be in the US. Once we've got traction going in the US as well, we will look at other markets. We've already assessed markets like the Middle East and the Southeast Asia, but we think right now is the best time for us to go after the US market.
Okay, focusing on expansion in the US market. Thanks, Avinash, for making time and speaking with us. So that's the commentary from the management of Zaggle.